morning. How is everyone on this beautiful, lovely spring day? Welcome back to Dave Does Retirement. Today I'm going to show you my worm farm. It's been taken a while. I've left it for about a week because I fed them last week, as you may recall from one of my shorts. So we're going to go and take a look at my worm farm, and I'm going to show you how I made it and how it's developed over the months that I've had it. So here we go. Okay, so here we are in the shed. This is my worm farm. Consists of 3 boxes. The bottom is a sort of water collector. The second one is where the worms are currently, and the third one is where the worms are climbing up into for their next feed, but I'll explain more about that in a minute. Firstly, what I'll do is I'll explain how I made it, basically. So I got 3 of these boxes. I think they were about £6 each in Halfords, and what I've done is with the bottom box, I've done nothing to. Literally, I've just put 4 plant pots in the bottom. I'll show you that in a minute. The second one, what I've done is I've drilled a load of holes in the bottom, again, which I'll show you in a minute, and some holes in the side for air for the worms, and basically put some bedding in it and some food scraps, and putting loads of food scraps on top, and basically the worms have made their way through that, and they turn it into compost basically. Since I've had it going, I've added a third box, again with the holes drilled in all the way around, and in the bottom again, I'll show you that in a minute, and I've added some more bedding, which is sort of shredded paper and cardboard, and some food scraps on top. So what I'll do is I'll just move these out of the way to show you in the bottom box. So that is the bottom box. I mean, there's nothing in there. There's a few little wiggly worms in the bottom, but what I've done is I've put 4 plant pots in there to keep the bottom of the second box off it. Then I'll show you the next box. So what do we have here? This is where all my worms live. Now what I did was I added a load of banana skin previously, and they've all eaten into that. So if I delve down here, initially all of this was paper and cardboard. Now if you see, you'll be able to see a few worms in there that are chomping away, and all this stuff that is in here, some of it still hasn't broken down yet, but most of this is compost. Look at that. That we can, and apparently this type of compost is a lot better. Let's get them bits of thing out of the way. Is a lot better than the stuff you can get there. Look at them lovely worms. Now they've actually grown in number since I started, because they make like crazy when they're going. Let's just look at all that. Look, they're still eating all that, and this is what they're producing. It's fantastic, and it's a happy little worm farm because none of them are trying to escape up the sides. What they tend to do is escape up the sides. Now if I can just delve down right to the bottom, might be able to see some of the holes that I drilled. There you go. You can see some of the holes that I've drilled there, maybe. Yeah. And basically they can transfer between boxes. So yeah, it's all quite healthy. What I'll do now, just put it back there a minute, is show you my third box. And this is how my box started, if I can get it open. My box started originally. Now we've got a few worms trying to get away, but I've just started this one off recently. So what it is, it's all the bedding in the bottom. Look at those, look, there we go, they're getting to work on that. And this is just basically bedding and food scraps. They'll eventually eat through all the cardboard, they'll eat through all the food scraps and everything, and then you just keep adding it and keep piling it on top, and then it turns into that, which is good. So I'm just going to bury these bananas so they can get a good yomp on that. Still got a few bits. I should have really cut them up smaller. But any worm farmers out there, by the way, if you've got any tips, hints, I mean, because I'm new to this, I started this after I retired. I started this after I retired, so you know, if you've got any hints or tips, anything I could be doing better. I mean, but look at that, that's really good compost. Look at that. Is that a bit of plastic? Oh no, that, oh no, it's a leaf. Right, so that's basically it. So what you do is you've got the 3 stacking. Oh, there's a little baby one there, look. Can you see it? Yeah, so the fact that they're breeding is a good sign. So you just stack them on top of each other. You put the Hessian on top like that to keep them warm. Lid on, and jobs are good. And that's our worm farm. Now you can see the difference in how much compost I've got in this one, because obviously it's rested on top of the compost. And what I'm hoping is that the worms in this one, once they've finished eating, they will go up through the holes I've drilled in the bottom into this one. So that's the way it's supposed to work. So I've had it going for a few months now, and it all seems to be working out. They're multiplying, which is good. It looks like they're making good compost. It's taken a little bit longer than I thought. I think I started it off in December, but yeah, it's going well. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take you on a little tour of my greenhouse and show you how things are getting on there. So we'll go back into the greenhouse. Actually, change of plan. Before we go into the greenhouse, I just wanted to show you how I store my seeds. Now, I bought these cheap from B&M, can't remember how much they cost, a few quid. And this is where I keep all my seeds. Now it may look a bit of overkill, but what I've got is I've got all my different seeds in each of these little pots. So all my lettuce leaves, all my cabbage, beetroot, herbs, salad leaves, it's all pretty self-explanatory. So it keeps all of my seeds in a single pot, so I can go to them and at the beginning of the year decide what I'm going to actually grow. Now my second one, let's put that there. The second one, eventually, so I haven't got down to it this year, is going to have a load of plastic things, loads of these, but to have January, February, March, April, May, June, going all the way through, to remind me of what I've planned. So basically, if I'm planning on growing cabbage and beetroot, what I'll do is I'll put the particular variation of cabbage in the January or whatever time they're due to be sowed, put them in the January, February, March container, and then when it comes to that month I can look in and say, right, okay, this is what I'm planting this month. It's a great idea. Not mine, unfortunately. It was Eli and Kate. I've been watching their videos intently. Great content. If you're not subscribed to them, then please do. I got this idea from them, slight variation on what she did, but yeah, it's working well for me so far, and I thank them for their help with that. So that's my seeds, and now I will definitely take it to the greenhouse. So, welcome back. Here we are in the greenhouse. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the stuff to you and show you how it's going. So what I've done, I showed you before, the salad plants that were coming on well. There's some that I've repotted as a clump, and there's some that I've potted individually or two to a pot, just to see what works out best. They're coming along well. They haven't been in there that long. This one's looking really good, and it's certainly developed since I planted it. So that's got to be working. These are a slightly different variety. Again, I've planted them as a bunch, and they're looking pretty good. Whether I'll maybe pop them onto bigger pots eventually. My red Baron onions I'm very happy with. They're coming along nicely. Got quite a few that have developed there. Nothing from the Ravensburger. Nothing at all. I've had no joy with any of my white onions at all so far. Maybe it's something I'm doing, but I have got a different brand, different make of brown white onions. Ailsa Craig, from the other videos I've seen, people seem to be getting on quite well with those. This is my cauliflower. It's an all year round variety. I'm happy with that. You know, just less than half that have germinated, but I'm more than happy with that. It's better than I could have asked for, really, to be honest. Something I'm really happy with again is my cucumber. Let's just turn things around so you can see. Right, one is the La Diva, which is this one. La Diva, they're coming along really nice, and these ones were just in a selection, so really happy with those. Stuff the kids planted out. Spring onions in this one. The kids planted these out before, nothing quite from them yet, but these are Chardonnay carrots, and we can see the startings of a few cropping up there, which I'm more than happy with. Filling up the greenhouse. So carrots, Autumn King, they're starting to come up as well, which I'm pleased about. Really chuffed about. So they're good. Second batches of salad leaves. They're more than I could have hoped for. Really good. A few more signs of life from my ramrod spring onions. A little bit of sign of life there. So I'm just really excited about it all, and just can't wait to taste some of the crops. The two lettuce that germinated from my first batch, happy with those. I've potted them on. Again, this is an all year round variety, so I'm pleased with those. White Lisbon onions, again really happy with those. Another one's just come up there, so that's good. And these are leeks, Musselburgh leeks. So again, with only one pot that hasn't germinated, I am over the moon with that. Right, Morning Glory, my grandson planted. They're coming along quite nicely. So I'm going to grow a few flowers. Again, it's the first time I've done that as well. So we've got Busy Lizzies, bit of a sign of life there. Here he goes. We'll have a few more of them hopefully. Petania. Now I'm not sure if that's a Petania, but I can't see anything coming up from that just yet. Hey ho. These are the radishes I potted on. Not looking massively healthy, but I want to give them a little bit of time. Hopefully they'll establish. You know, it's all trial and error, isn't it? So that's the radishes as well. These are spinach that we potted on the other day with the grandkids. All the second leaves are coming through, so that's good. They're looking a little bit better than they did yesterday, so that's good. Right here we've got my second batch of White Lisbon just coming through there, so pleased with that. That's my second batch of those. Second batch of lettuce that my granddaughter planted. They're coming along really well, better than the other lot, so that's really good. I'll be able to pop them on once they get bigger. Parsnips have come through. I didn't have any sign of life before, but I've got about 16 there, so I'm more than pleased. Every pod has, oh, there's another one coming through there, so every pod has given me at least one parsnip, so that's got to be good. Strawberries, I did plant some seeds there, but from what I've heard from other videos, it takes a while for them to come through, and I wanted to try and get some this year. So what I did was I went and bought 6 plants for £5. Can't argue with that. So I've planted these now, and they're from runners, so hopefully they'll bear fruit this year, and we'll see how we go. Grandkids have been planting in these little contraptions. Some cress in here, I think. Yeah, it was only a couple of days ago. We've got cress, parsley, what we've got here, sweet basil and rocket. So that's about it. The only other thing I've got is the peppers that I planted on before. One of them is looking like it might take. That's probably the healthiest looking one, along with this one here. So I'm hopeful. I mean, I've got quite a few there, but even if 1 or 2 come on, you know, that's got to be good, isn't it? Anyway, that concludes my video for today. If you like what you're seeing and want to follow my journey, then please subscribe and like the videos and do all the good stuff. I'll follow you back if you're on a similar kind of journey, because obviously we can all learn from each other, so that's good. And I'll see you again next time. See ya.